According to reports, Manchester United have confirmed their interest in German centre-back Nico Schlotterbeck. He is a left-footed, ball-playing centre-back who is elite at progressive passes and progressive carries. That is exactly the profile that unlocks everything from the back. So is he worth the price tag that Manchester United would presumably have to pay? Well, let's break down the tape. So when I saw this report, I am not going to lie to you, I got extremely excited. Now, on the other hand, we all know that whenever a big name is out there, they always seem to be linked to Manchester United. Well, Nico Schlotterbeck, for me, is one of the best centre-backs in the world. For the way that I see football and everything that comes with it, I think Nico Schlotterbeck is top. And there are two main things I want to focus on here. Number one, of course, when you're signing a defender, the most important thing is, well, how good are they at defending? And we're going to look at that. Number two, and we spoke about it a lot with Lisandro Martinez, and I love what Lisandro Martinez brings to Manchester United. I think he is such an important piece. I actually just made a video on that, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and watch it. But what worries me is Lisandro's injury history. I think United are in desperate need of a left-footed centre-half who can progress the ball. We have seen the difference that it makes when Lisandro is in the team and when Lisandro isn't in the team. How much he helps with progressing play from the back to the middle phase and then getting it to the final third. Nico Schlotterbeck, he also would essentially fix all of those problems for Manchester United. And I want to get into it right here, right now. So when I watch Nico Schlotterbeck, one thing I really like when I watch his game is how well he does at recovery runs and defending. So here you can see another absolutely top player. Michael Olise has the ball at his feet, and Schlotterbeck knows that he has to show him the line. Obviously, Olise is left-footed. Schlotterbeck knows that, so he knows that this is probably only going one way. He really knows exactly when the right moment is to dive into a tackle and to win possession. Again, for me, this is against a really good opposition in Michael Olise, a top winger at Bayern Munich. Schlotterbeck gets across, cleans him out, prevents a goal-scoring opportunity for Bayern. Next clip here, you can see the opposition strikers making the run into the space. The wide player has played that ball, and Nico Schlotterbeck is responsible for making the run to track the runner, and he is the last man. Does it comfortably because of his size, because he has those long legs, helps with those strides, gets across the striker, wins the ball. Dortmund are out of danger. Another thing I think Manchester United lack is that pace in the recovery runs. We have seen it with De Ligt. Obviously, he's been injured. We have seen it with Euro as well, a little bit as well with Aiden Heaven. But Schlotterbeck gives Manchester United the capability of playing a bit of a higher line without the worry of getting picked off with that ball in behind because of the pace and the speed that he has to recover. Again, very similar to the Michael Olise clip that we just looked at. Schlotterbeck knows that he has to close down the attacker on the ball, and he just does a really good job of delaying, waiting until his opponent either looks to square this across to his teammate or looks towards goal. He looks towards goal in this instance, and Schlotterbeck does a really good job of cutting it out. So there's a ton of really good film on Schlotterbeck's defending. If you want to go watch that, go watch that. There's no denying that he's a top defender, but the reason for me that I would really want a Nico Schlotterbeck to join Manchester United is because of what we're going to talk about right now, which is actually what he does on the ball. And I think this guy is one of the biggest cheat codes in football on the ball when we're talking about center halves. So I just want you guys to continue to keep in mind that this is a left-footed center half, and I think that's why this profile is so important. So here you can see he's being pressed by the opposition, and he's very aware that he's being pressed. He has the ball out wide to his teammates, but he also knows that he has a technical ability to take a little touch inside, draw the players in, and look what he does. Makes them both bite because he has the ability with the ball at his feet, takes one positive touch into space, and just like that, he has taken two opposition players out of the game. I'm sure by now you are noticing a trend in my content when it comes to the players that I like, the players that I think would be a good fit for United. These are safety valves. I like to call them safety valves. You give the ball to these players in difficult situations, and they are going to create solutions for you. We've spoken about it at the top of the pitch. We've spoken about it in midfield. And now we're speaking about it from a central defender point of view. And in my opinion, Nico Schlotterbeck is the ultimate safety valve. So Moving on, probably my favorite thing about this player is what he can do in terms of his passing, his range, whether it's fizzing a ball into his player here, fizzing a ball into this player here. He can get the ball out wide. I think the thing about Schlotterbeck is his passing range. What he has in his locker is, in my opinion, the best in world football when it comes to center halves. So you can see the amount of passes that are on here, right? What you can also see is that Adeyemi has noticed that the opposition is playing a pretty high line, especially a pretty high line when you're playing against a player like Nico Schlotterbeck. There is absolutely no pressure on the ball, and that is a very dangerous thing to do if you're the opposition. Adeyemi notices that there's a pocket of space. He makes that run. So Schlotterbeck, instead of playing that simple pass to any one of those teammates, he sees Adeyemi. He sees that he can get him 1v1. Just like that, from inside his own half, he has played one pass. He has taken every player out of the game, and he has left Adeyemi one-on-one with the defender. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous quality from Nico Schlotterbeck. So in this one, he reads the game really well. So he steps in to defend. He catches the opposition flat-footed, steps in, and again, a lot of simple passes here. A center half, not always the most comfortable on the ball. He can play it inside to his midfielder. They can recycle play. He can even go out here. He can continue to wait for his player to make the run here. His teammate here is looking to drop into the space and get the ball in the half space and go forward. But Schlotterbeck, he wants to make a difference. He's comfortable in these positions as if he's a midfielder. And look, there's just a little gap between the two defenders for the opposition. And he sees, who is it again? Once again, Adeyemi making the run into the open space. He has the confidence, and not only the confidence, he has the ability, the technique to thread this ball in between three players, and he sets Adeyemi one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And I know that the world of football is obsessed nowadays with the little intricate passing, and I enjoy it too. But when you have a player like this who can get on the ball in such deep areas and make things happen with one pass, it asks the opposition a lot of questions. Because now, once you see this, what happens is it forces teams to press Schlotterbeck, because they know if you give him time on the ball, he is going to find a pass that is going to hurt you. What happens if you press? Well, that opens the little gaps and spaces for oppositions to get played around. So either way, he's going to make you pay. Just like the previous, still you can see that his teammate is making a run into the space that has been left behind by the opposition. Schlotterbeck with the quality to play, and just like that, look at where he is on the ball. He's not even at the midfield circle, and he pings a ball to his teammate, and just like that, he's on a 1v1 where he can either go towards goal or he can even square it for his teammate to run on. To be in this situation and to have the ability, this is ridiculous stuff in terms of quality, to have the ability to go from here to here in one pass. To cheat code, an absolute cheat code. And this shows for me everything that Nico Schlotterbeck can do. So here he's engaged with the opposition who's in possession. He's strong in the duel. He wins the ball back. And again, what I like about Schlotterbeck is he likes to take those risks. He wants to play forward. He doesn't just want to retain possession for the sake of retaining possession. The way I view football is when there's a forward pass to play that's going to help your team, you have to play it. I don't like the safe passes all the time. How quickly can we go forward and how quickly can we create chances, essentially? And just like that, from this moment here where he is fighting for the ball, has the strength to win it, the composure to win it, and instead of playing it safe, he says, can I play a pass that is going to help my team progress? And that is exactly what he does. So in the video I made previously, I mentioned how teams are really good at sitting in a deep block and defending and making it very difficult for the top sides to play through them. Typically, it's through a piece of magic that these sides get undone. But I think we can say the same thing for the opposite side of the game, the pressing. Everything is so structured nowadays. I think it's a big reason in terms of why people have lost the enjoyment in watching football, is because we're not so much watching Mavericks anymore. We're watching a lot of structure. Everyone has a specific role. And with the ability that opposition teams have to press, Nico Schlotterbeck gives you a few options. If teams decide to sit off and let United have the ball, well, that's when it leads to the forwards of Manchester United making those runs in behind, and Schlotterbeck has the ability to play any single one of those passes. On the opposite side of that, if you decide to press him, he has the ability not only to carry, he is an elite ball carrier as a center half, but he can also play those little passes, and that's when you start to pull teams apart. So it's up to you. You either press him and he plays those little intricate passes and United build that way, or you sit off of him, which I think is even more dangerous. That's when you get the runners. That's when maybe you can get the rotations and he can find those balls into the final third. Again, an elite ball progressor with passes and an elite ball carrier, left-footed at an incredible age. If Manchester United could make this happen by any chance, I don't think it's likely, but this for me would be the perfect center back signing this summer if Manchester United were able to pull it off. But that is just, as always, my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I love to hear from all of you. Do you think that Nico Schlotterbeck would be a good signing? Do you even think it's possible for Manchester United to sign this player? I would love for it to happen. If he is available, if he doesn't resign with Dortmund, I'm sure all of the top clubs in Europe will be after his signature. So it'll be difficult, but definitely something that I think Manchester United should throw their hat in the ring for. But that is it for this one. Remember to leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you really liked it. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. As I always say, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and I would really appreciate it. I'll chat to y'all again very soon. Until next time, peace.